Assalamu alaikum. So this video is kind of going to be a little, maybe a slightly different from what I'm used to doing. I'm used to doing like these kind of self-reflective type of videos where I just yap about emotions and stuff like that, and how to and my reflections on different topics of life. But this video is, I guess, it's kind of going to be slightly different. For those of you who don't know, and probably none of you know, I usually have this thing where I watch the videos that I've made in the past. Like, if you watch my previous videos, I have probably watched all of them. Like, I love seeing myself, talking and putting out my thoughts, and I love to view, what I had to say, like months later, years later. I like it's a way, it's kind of how I gauge my progress as a human. Like, when I listen to myself speaking, like the past 6 months, I go, okay, so this is what I used to think 6 months ago. Have my views changed? So what difference do I have in the way I perceive this specific thing? But I think we're getting too deep with it. That's basically I just wanted to put that out there, that's what I kind of do with this channel. That's kind of my main goal. It's like to gauge how I progress throughout my, as I grow up. It's kind of a way to gauge my intelligence and my progress as a human, as I go through life, and I just progress as a human. So today I wanted to do a kind of a different video. If you have watched a few of my other videos on this channel that I have uploaded in the last 2 to 3 months, you would notice that I had these things in here, these notes in here. They said all types of different things. Now, I had put them up for various different reasons. They had like some of them reminded me of my goals, some of them reminded me of like certain things I like, some of them were album covers. So today I just wanted to view them, and I wanted to show it to you, and hopefully then I could come back in the future sometime and look at what I was doing when I was 19 years old. So yeah, let's get started. Let me just take a sip of water. I had a few of things like this. You read what that says. It says things like once in a millennia entertainer and stuff like that. I would know what this was about. It's basically like big goals that I had written on my wall. Some of these were not even my goals. Some of these were just stats that I had written down. But these kind of stats and stuff like that, they just inspire me to get on my stuff. This inspire me to get on my grind. So I had stuff like this written on my walls, just so I could motivate myself and just let myself know who I am. I also had these physics formulas written down because I love physics. I love engineering. I love physics. I like to write all types of equations and stuff like that. Those professors who write momentum equations and stuff like that, I love that. I would love to teach physics. If any of you want to learn how to O level and A level physics, then hit me up. I would teach you 100%. I mean, I probably would or would not, but like that, I'm just trying to put that out there. Look, it's just W is equals to cos squared xt plus sine squared xt. Bernoulli's equation, exponentially derivative of x plus. So that's what I had written down there. I had this little, you can read there what that says, content creator, and these little cute things that I had written down, like work saves millions of lives, monthly sales and stuff like that. Like, these were the goal. Like, these notes that I had on my wall, these were like there for like months and months. So a lot of the different ideas that I had, and a lot of the different goals that I had during particular time periods of my life, they were all just imprinted there. So I just left them there. I did not take them off until today. Now, why did I decide to take them off? Well, I was just kind of angry, and I was like, some of these goals I don't even like, so why are they on my wall? So I just decided to tear them apart, and it was a kind of a good way to release my frustration. I may sound like a psychopath, like you are literally, vandalizing your own room for like, it's not actually vandalizing, I'm just, just ripping off the notes that I had in here that I don't even align with anymore, but they were just there, and I just kind of like, I kind of got annoyed whenever I saw goals that I did not even have, like these goals that I showed you, like content creator and entertaining. Like these were the goals that I had previously, but now I'm not really in alignment with those goals. So they were on my wall, and I was just like kind of like pissed off for no reason. Anyway, more physics formulas. Uh, Centripetal acceleration, tan square minus 1 is equals to secant square. Initial momentum is equals to final momentum. You can read this, what it says. Momentum, centripetal acceleration, stuff like that. Anyway, I also had this. You can read what it says. The greatest artist in human history. Now I'm not gonna elaborate on that goal because it's very private to me. But you can see that this little. So for all of you who have read chemistry or have studied chemistry, that's a benzene ring right there. And I just drew it because I had to make a rough sketch of what I did on the exam day. But then I just said, just forget about it. So I just left a benzene ring there. So I thought that was kind of funny. I also had. Oh. These were some of the more goals that I had written down. Like these were not really goals; they were just stats, and these stats kind of inspired me. Like I told you earlier, like you can read what that says. I'm not gonna read some of this out for you because I feel like some of these things are very personal. This is torn apart half Jeff Hardy logo. So you guys know. For those of you who have watched WWE, you must know who Jeff Hardy is. He was like one of the biggest wrestlers in the early 2000s and 2010s, and I really resonated with him. I resonated with his style. I resonated with who his character was, and I resonated with like his charisma. So I was a big fan. I'm still a big fan now. And this was his logo. This is basically this is obviously a torn logo of Jeff Hardy. It was kind of like this. It came off like this, and it came off like this. You guys know I don't put pictures in these videos because I just either forget about it or I just don't get the time to. But that's just how it goes. And finally, we have. That is Bad, and that is the Bad album. Now the Bad album by Michael Jackson, it's my favorite album of all time. It's literally like the Bad album by Michael Jackson. It's literally the greatest album ever made to me. Music taste and art is subjective, but that's honestly what I think. I think like this Bad album is like the greatest album ever made. And so the reason I resonate with this album so much is because I heard this album and I watched the Bad music video, the one where he's with gangsters and he's dancing and stuff. I watched that when I was a kid and I was really impressed with his style, and I was like really amazed by his gangster persona. Like I was like, that is cool as hell. So that kind of left an imprint on me, and I just I've been a fan of him ever since then. I saw Bad, I saw Speed Demon, and I saw Thriller. These were the 3 music videos that I saw when I was a kid, and I instantly became a fan. I think somebody showed them to me. I think it was playing on my TV, and I just saw them there. But yeah, this Bad album became my favorite album. I actually had more albums. I had Purple Rain here. I had Dangerous there. I had Sign of the Times here. These were just imprints. These were just prints. I did not actually get. I did not get the actual posters for these. Like I said, I really don't have the time. I just took the picture and I just took a print out of it and I just taped it on my wall. I usually don't, get the posters and stuff like that, because if I get one poster, then I would be like, I want another one, I want another one, and I want another one, and I will just blow my wallet off. Even though I've never even bought one. I don't even know. I think they're cheap as hell, but I just don't want like if I get posters, then I would just go crazy. Like I would just decorate my whole room and make it look like make it look like a spaceship. It would not be my room anymore. It would be unrecognizable. But anyways, this Bad thing that I was saying, this Bad album, it's my favorite because it kind of essentially became a philosophy. Like, bad, you have to be bad. Like, I'm bad. It basically means, to me, it means that you have to be different. You have to break the rules. You have to think outside of the box. You are bad. You have to be bad. I'm bad. You know it. I'm bad. Like, you have to be bad. You have to, like, how... you have to be kind of a gangster. You have kind of have to think outside the box to be different. You have to be different. That's basically what it represents to me. It represents autonomy. It represents self-expression, and it represents individuality. Basically, did I say that? Uniqueness, whatever. I hope you got my what I want to say, and I hope I was able to share some insights, and hope I was able to share insights to my future self. But yeah, that's basically what I had in here. I had a few other notes, but they were just like, they were basically either the same thing, or they were just some more personal things that I just don't want to show. So that was all. Uh, uh, if you're watching this video in 2027, 2028, 2029, make sure to comment, like, and share.